Hello, y'all. I am on this exercise bike tonight and I have my lemonade in hand. So, this video is going to be about ghosting, okay? And ghosting in general is when someone just vanishes, disappears, they just go ghost. I mean, they stop talking to you. Okay, that's my description in the best way I can explain it for right now. However, I'm beginning with that, but I want to get into another circle of ghosting. Okay, keep this in mind. When you're involved with narcissists, that ghosting continues on and off, on and off. A narcissist ghosting you over and over, doing their vanishing acts, can go on till the day y'all leave here. Okay, so this is what I want to point out, right? So there's a difference between ghosting and periods where you have a relationship with someone you're close to and you don't talk for a while. Okay, like for example, I have a great friend that I went to high school with, right? And there's times where we don't talk, but there's no ghosting. This is what I would like to talk about or describe it. Okay, I'm going to give you pure examples because remember, I do examples. So, ghosting would be okay, you've had sexual relations. After the sexual relations, the man or woman just stops speaking to you. Okay, in a case where there's no sexual relations, you go visit the person or they visit you and you bring some food or a gift. After you're nice to them, they just stop speaking to you. They stop responding to calls, texts, any form of communication. That's legitimate ghosting. When you think that you're still, when you, in your mind, think that you're still interacting with the person and they just vanish. Now, in some cases, people go to the hospital, they get sick, things like that happen, right? So they're not ghosting you. Something occurred that interrupted or put a disruption to them contacting you. Okay, so if somebody's in a coma and they told you, no, before they went in the coma, they told you they would call you back and they went in a coma. Of course, they didn't ghost you. Okay. I pray no one goes in a coma. I'm just saying someone that can't talk or hospitalized, they're not ghosting you. So the reason I'm doing this video is this. When it continues, okay, you meet a person, you date a few months, you think that's your boyfriend or girlfriend, then they vanish. When this cycle, it's a cycle of abuse that you may be involved in. When this cycle continues, and it's continued, even if y'all not being sexual, even if there's no sexual relations involved, there is a difference. There's friends, there's relatives that you may have, and you don't talk every day. But the last time y'all talked, you were on good terms. Then a year later, you talk. That's not ghosting. So keep this in mind. When someone that you think you're in communication with just vanishes and it goes on and it happens over and over, that creates anxiety. And so you wonder why so many people in today's world are diagnosed with different forms of anxiety. Okay, some of this they may be bringing upon themselves because they're repeatedly in relationships with different people, are the same person and they're being ghosted all the time. So remember, it's very emotionally corruptive. So this is the advice I'm going to give y'all, or a suggestion. Serious suggestion here. When you're continuously being ghosted, or you're really being discarded, or they're disengaging from you, this can go on for many, many years. And the reason it can go on so many years is because of the time in between the ghosting or discarding. So sometimes it can go on 2 years. So what happens is, throughout this entire process, you've known this person going back from the day you met. Say you've known them 10 years now, right? I am going to recommend and suggest that if it's a situation and that other person, male or female, is still continuing that behavior where they're ghosting, they're discarding, and you just ain't seeing it coming, and it's happening over and over. They do it to you once a year, once every 18 months, and then you go 12 months without talking. Then they just show up out of the blue as if nothing happened. You have a disagreement. They just stop talking to you for 2 and 3 years, and this pattern continues. If this is how they're going to continue to react to your disagreements, your sexual relations, you visiting them, whatever it is that's on the table, my suggestion is, if you've been involved in this situation and it's been going on 10 years of it, y'all, it's time to go complete no contact. This person or this individual has no purpose in your life anymore. It has to stop. The abuse has to stop. And the reason I'm saying 10 years is because this happens so often. I just named an example of how often it may happen. You may have only actually communicated with that person 4 years of the 10 years. If this makes sense, if you actually did a count of the months that you've been in contact with the individual consistently, because they ghost so much, you've known them 10 years, but you've really only been in communication 4 or 5. It's time to put an end to it. You gotta go back to the first day you met. So the first day you met, if that was 10 years ago, and they're still doing this behavior to you, and they're still ghosting, vanishing from your life, doing disappearing acts, they're not communicating with you, they just vanish for however long they vanish, you gotta put a stop to it. And the reason why is because of this one reason. This is the reason why. You've given them enough chances, right? You've given them enough chances. They don't like you. They do not appreciate you. They got too much going on. You don't need to be bothered with that. They're not lowering your anxiety in your life. They're creating it. They're making your mind a troubled mind. They don't love you. They do not care about you. They have no regard for you. They are not respecting you. They do not want the relationship with you. They're really not happy for you to be in their existence, not in the real sense of the word. They're childish. They're immature. They're not going to change. And last but not least, they are a narcissist. And this is enough reason, that last reason I just named, for you to go complete no contact with this individual. And what that means is you've known them 10 years now. I'm really getting into the mind of people that have known these narcissists a very long time. You met them in 2012, 2013, could be 2014. You almost in the 10 years. We're going to say it's been 10 years. It's been enough time. You got to let this situation go. No one has a right to continue to disrespect you for that many years. It's been 10 years. You can stop it from being 15 or 20 years. You can stop it. You don't have to let it go on longer. And I'm speaking to myself too. Put a time limit on these situations. It's nothing in your life that's going to get better in this situation. You're going to be in a constant form of anxiety, and you just don't deserve it. So in these particular situations, I'm not talking about a narcissist that's consistent throughout the 10 years and it's just all right. I'm not encouraging that you be around any narcissists. However, sometimes when they're at least consistent and they're not doing the ghosting, they're not really full-blown narcissists. They're just narcissistic. And they getting on your nerves and they annoying to you. But full-blown narcissists, they're going to continue to ghost and disappear and vanish out of your life. You're going to interact for a few months. They're going to go ghost. And you're not going to see it coming. You're going to go visit them, thinking y'all cool. Next thing you know, they dropping your stuff off at the door. You thinking that you're going back over there to hang out. And these could be situations where you're not even really sexually involved. You're not always being ghosted because you slept with them. See, continuously sleeping with the narcissist often, a lot of times they won't ghost as often. But if you're dealing with a narcissist and you're not really sleeping with that narcissist, you're either not sleeping with the narcissist at all, or you're not sleeping with them regularly enough. You're not giving them that sex whenever they want it. You're not giving up your body whenever they want it, whether you be male or female. They're going to be ghosting you because they're not able to have the full control of you that they would like. So this is what you do. It's been, okay, for people, it's been long term now, 10 years. These are narcissists that don't live in your house, y'all. It's harder for them to ghost if they living with you. These are narcissists that's not in your house. These are narcissists that's not paying no bills. These are narcissists that are not step parents or real relatives in your family. When I say they're not a real relative, they're not married to you. You don't have kids by these people. You're not even bringing them around your friends and family anymore. Because for one, they ghost too much. So you already understand to not bring them in your real element with your loved ones. But you got to stop the ghosting. And the only way to stop it is this. When they send you that text or that call and you feel that spirit coming, because after a while you can start predicting when they're going to do it, y'all. So when they do that ghosting text, I'm going to drop your things off. When they ignore that phone call, when you're calling them, and this will be shortly after you've hung out with it or visited them. Let me re-clarify that. It will be shortly after you've hung out with them or visited them or did something for them, giving them some money, sex. Sometimes you didn't give them the money and sex, so they're ghosting for that too. They're vanishing for that too. You got to put an end to this. So when they say, hey, they're vanishing, I'm going to drop your things off or whatever, don't reply. and never speak to that person another day in your life. Make that the last time they ghost you. You got to put a stop to it, or else it's going to go on 20, 30, 40, God knows how long. It can go on till death. And if you're not married to these narcissists that are doing this, they're holding space up in your life. You should be off trying to get married to somebody. You're tolerating this, and this ain't nobody that's even ever going to marry you. You're never going to get married to this man or woman because they're never going to be around enough for that to happen. Plus, that's just not their intentions. Stop these narcissists, these long-term ghosters is what I'm going to call it. Put a stop to it now and immediately. I'm going to take my same advice that I'm giving you. I listen and I take heed to my own suggestions. Do it now. It's worth it. And put an end to it. And the way you put an end to it is when they come back after they vanished or ghosted you, you no longer respond. You may see them at the store. Hey, how you doing? Speak and keep it moving. But if you just see somebody at the store and you don't see them for a year, you guys spoke at the store or y'all spoke at the store. I'm sorry, I don't do that you guys stuff. Y'all spoke at the store. You ran into them at the store. Hey, how you doing? Because you don't want to have enemies out in the street. Don't do it the mean way and just not speak. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. I got to go. Bye. Don't talk to them. And then if you don't see that person for another year, that's not ghosting. You just spoke to someone that you saw out in public. And if they don't directly see you and you see them, cut around the corner, go the other way, avoid speaking to them at all. And end it that way. You gotta end the ghosting cycle. And the only way to end that ghosting cycle is to go complete no contact. You're no longer calling them, texting them, hanging out with them, sleeping with them, loaning them money, giving them your car, paying their phone bills, checking on them at the nursing home, seeing how they doing at their mama's and daddy's house because they just got evicted again. You don't care no more. You ain't checking on them. If you stop checking on them, you won't be ghosted again. Let these repeated ghosters and vanishers go out of your life. 10 years is enough of it. You deserve so much better. And you'll feel better. You'll feel better. And once it gets, and a lot of times, y'all, to be honest, for a lot of emotional abuse victims that go through this cycle, it does take 9 or 10 years before they pick up on it. And it goes that long because that's how long they've known the narcissist. But remember, like I said earlier, they've done so much ghosting, they really have only been in your life probably 4 or 5 of those years, if you really added those months up. And some of y'all keep journals of how often they did it. So that's even more beautiful because you can go in your journal log and figure this out. Start writing things down. When you write things down, you can get a true pattern of what these people are doing. Get rid of these repeated ghosters that are for sure narcissists. And get this stuff out of your life, y'all. I love y'all so much. I done almost 20 minutes on this bike. Please like, share, and subscribe. I got this lemonade here. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. And comment too. I love to see comments. I don't get a lot of comments, but I really enjoy communicating with my YouTube viewers and subscribers. They're so kind. I mean, the comments I get from y'all are so refreshing, and it just lets me know that there's other good people out here in the universe and in this world. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much. Bye.